Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. My name is Julian, and today we're going to be talking about the injury report for week 11 of the fantasy hockey season. Before we get started, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow me on Twitter. I do give some pretty good fantasy advice on Twitter as well. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the injury report with some longer term injuries. And first on the list, guys, is Elias Pettersson in Vancouver Canucks, 98%. And the latest update on him is that the coach says he's going to miss at least a few more games. He's only skating on his own. He's not skating with the team. So it might be another little while until he joins the team. He's actually been gone for a month now. Initially, it was thought to be a very minor injury. It's an upper body injury, so I do believe that it's a concussion. And with concussions, you don't know how long it's going to take you to get over it. You can start playing again once you stop having symptoms. Those symptoms can last a long time sometimes. So that might be why Elias Pettersson still hasn't played. Next is Evgeny Malkin. Pittsburgh Penguins, 91% owned, and he's recently been moved to long-term injured reserve. So basically the earliest he's allowed to return now is April 11th. And even then, I doubt he's going to be returning the very earliest he can return. Expect Malkin to be out for almost the rest of the season. Hopefully he'll be back for your fantasy playoffs. Next is Philip Forsberg, Nashville Predators, 91% owned, dealing with an upper body injury. And initially it was thought to be day-to-day, but now they're saying it's actually more week to week, which is disappointing because Forsberg was having a really, really great season. And now he's going to be missing what looks like a couple of weeks. Hopefully it won't be longer than that. Since he's been gone though, guys like Tolvanen and Arvidsson have both stepped up their games and are both pretty good pickups just as long as Forsberg is out. Next is Aaron Ekblad, Florida Panthers, 50% owned. And he hurt his leg and was stretchered off the ice. And he recently underwent surgery for that leg. And he's set to miss 12 weeks, which basically ends his season. He has a chance of returning late in the playoffs if the Panthers make a nice run, but other than that, he's not going to be returning. So for your standard fantasy leagues, you can drop him. I would only keep Ekblad in keeper leagues. Next is Kasperi Kapanen, Pittsburgh Penguins, 23% owned, dealing with an LBI, and he's also week to week. So hopefully you can have him back by the fantasy playoffs. But if you don't have the IR room, you can drop Kapanen. I don't feel too bad about dropping him because he's not that much of a difference maker that you absolutely have to keep him on your IR. In the meantime, though, if you need a replacement, Jared McCann's doing a great job centering that second line, and he's also on that top power play right now. Jumping now into some day-to-day injuries, first is Alexander Barkov, Florida Panthers, 97% owned, and the coach said that he is questionable for Thursday, but he should be back Saturday for sure, so expect him back in your lineup on Saturday, and he may even play on Thursday when this video is being released. Next is Frederik Andersen, Toronto Maple Leafs, 91% owned, dealing with that lower body injury, and he was set to miss 7 to 10 days. It's now been 7 days already since that announcement, so it's possible that he returns very soon, but he's not with the Leafs on the road right now. So that might mean that they found something, and it might not be a very, very good sign, but it's too early to really tell. We'll have to wait and see what happens. In the meantime, if Jack Campbell is still available, he should be starting most of the games while Anderson is gone. Next is Tuukka Rask, Boston Bruins, 90% owned, and he's still not practicing, which is not very encouraging. Hopefully he's back soon. They think it's a day-to-day thing, so hopefully it is really not that major. But until then, guys, Halak and Vlader will carry the load for Boston. Vlader's actually playing on Thursday night, so if you're watching this video on Thursday, you can pick up Vlader to stream and to play on Thursday night. Next is Tyler Toffoli, Montreal Canadiens, 88% owned, dealing with that lower body injury. He hasn't missed a lot of time, though, because of that COVID pause the Habs had. So that's good news for Toffoli owners. And the coach did say that he should be back within the next few days. He is ruled out for Thursday's game, so don't put him in your lineup. But you might be able to put him in on Saturday. There's a good chance that he does play on Saturday. If he doesn't, guys, you can stream Drouin for the games that Toffoli misses. Drouin is playing with Suzuki and Josh Anderson on that top Canadiens line and is also on their top power play. Next is Tristan Jarry, Pittsburgh Penguins, 87% owned, dealing with a very minor upper body injury. He's day-to-day, shouldn't last too long, but it looks like Casey DeSmith is probably going to start the game on Thursday. So if you need a goalie start on Thursday and you have Jarry and you're counting on him on starting, you can grab Casey DeSmith and put him in your lineup. Should be a pretty good start. Jarry, though, could be back as soon as Saturday. Next is Patrick Hornquist, Florida Panthers, 77% owned. He's dealing with an undisclosed injury, but the coach basically confirmed that he will be back in the lineup on Saturday, so make room for him, guys. Next is Alexander Radulov, Dallas Stars, 69% owned, dealing with that lingering lower body issue, and he's missed a few games now once again. Doesn't look good for him. Hopefully he's able to get through this and he'll be able to play once again, but this might linger throughout the rest of the season. We don't know. Hopefully not. But until he returns, Jason Robertson has just been lights out for the Dallas Stars and makes for an excellent pickup. Next is Peter Mrazek, Carolina Hurricanes, 65% owned, dealing with that thumb. And he's been practicing with the team for a couple weeks now, so I'm a little confused why he's still not playing. I'm not sure if there's another issue or something, but until he's back, guys, Alex Nedeljkovic makes for a great pickup for your team because he's doing very, very well and starting half the games. Next is Oliver Bjorkstrand, Columbus Blue Jackets, 64% owned, and he's sick with an illness. It's not COVID-19. Don't worry, guys. He's not going to miss a whole bunch of time. There's a good chance he does play on Thursday night, but there's a chance he'll miss it too. Teams might be a little bit more wary with, sicknesses these days just because of the stigma around it. You don't want to get everybody else sick. So he might end up staying home on Thursday's game, but he should be back for the games after that. Next is John Gibson, Anaheim Ducks, 54% owned, dealing with that lower body injury. He actually came back for a game, stopped 33 shots, only let in 1 goal. Great outing, won the game, and proceeded to get re-injured. So it looks like Stolarz and Ryan Miller are going to be splitting the starts, but Ryan Miller has just been terrible, so I think Stolarz will get the majority of the starts. He did very well in his only start. Next is Joonas Korpisalo, Columbus Blue Jackets, 49% owned, dealing with a day-to-day lower body injury, so it's nothing too serious. He should be back relatively soon. But until then, guys, if Merzlikins is available, he makes for a pretty good ad because he should get pretty much every single start while Korpisalo is out. Next is Brandon Tanev, Pittsburgh Penguins, 41% owned, dealing with that upper body injury, but he's recently been practicing in a regular jersey at practice, so I think that he plays Thursday night. Next is Colton Parayko, St. Louis Blues, 39% owned. He's actually been practicing for a good while now, so there's a good chance that he plays St. Louis's next game on Friday. Ricard Raquel, Anaheim Ducks, 33% owned, dealing with an upper body injury. And I think the Ducks are going to be extra careful with him. Even if it's super minor, they're not going to play him because odds are they're going to trade him at the deadline. So they don't want him to be banged up when they trade him, or they're not going to be able to trade him. If you have room on your IR, I would keep him because of the chance that he will get traded. But if you don't, you can drop him pretty safely. Next is Ryan McDonagh, Tampa Bay Lightning, 12% owned, dealing with that lower body injury, and the coach said that he's a game or 2 away from coming back, and that was on Tuesday before Tuesday's game. So theoretically, he could come back on Thursday, so I think there's a chance, but likely he will be back on Saturday. Next is Jonathan Bernier, Detroit Red Wings, 10% owned, dealing with that lower body injury, and he recently was on the ice before practice, but not during practice with his teammates. So he still might be quite a few days away from returning, but it is a good sign and he should return sooner rather than later. Next is Eric Staal, Montreal Canadiens, 10% owned, and he was recently acquired by Montreal in a trade. Now, I think he plays with Montreal on Saturday because he was acquired on Friday. He has to do that 7-day quarantine, then he will be eligible to play Montreal's game on Saturday against the Ottawa Senators. Do I think he has a lot of fantasy value? Probably not. He's probably going to be playing on the third line. But hey, if you have him, you might as well hold on to him and see how he does, right? Next is Anthony Duclair, Florida Panthers, 10% owned, and he's confirmed to miss the next 7 to 10 days with a shoulder injury. If you're in a deep league and you need a replacement for Anthony Duclair, well, Noel Jarry is a pretty decent ad right now because he's playing on that top line in place of Alexander Barkov, and he blocks a lot of shots. All right, guys, you've reached the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, ask me a fantasy hockey related question. I'll be happy to answer you. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.